the whole point of this one, start of the year, people have goals. And in December, there was a few people in the online groups that were comparing themselves to other people and shit talking themselves over the number on the scales or outfits.
Right.
And obviously, we're women, we all go through it.
Hmm.
I have the same thing. Yeah. We make ourselves believe we're not good enough. The numbers mean so much to us. We push, we punish, we self-sabotage, we start again. So it all kind of links nicely. And a few things that came up were people want to weigh a certain number, you want to fit into a certain dress size, you need to lift a certain weight in the gym or do an exercise, otherwise you're shit, basically. And some people have already done the body image course, so they would have worked on the voices in the head, the beliefs, where they're coming from. And all these thoughts, we need to separate them from what is actually real, what the facts really are, because the number we know doesn't determine how wherever we are. Doing an exercise in the gym doesn't mean you're not as good as the next woman in there. Wearing a bloody dress size doesn't mean you're fat or failed or whatever it is. So hopefully through this call, we'll learn to understand what the stories are that we're making up in our head, maybe identify where they're coming from if you need to, and just pausing in that moment rather than let it take over your life and make you change what you were going to do or punish yourself or restrict. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense and sets out what the goal of the call is.
Hmm.
Um, because I think the biggest thing is what are we making those numbers mean, or not being able to do an exercise in the gym. Yeah.
Hmm.
For me today and over the last week, obviously I did a comp at the beginning of December, but if I can't hit those numbers in the gym, instant negative thought is I'm a failure. I'm not strong anymore. I'm weak. What's the fucking point? If I can't get into an outfit that I wore last year, I'm fat. None
Mm.
of those are true, but that is what happens in an instant. Like it's like lightning speed. It's going on in your head. Yeah. A lot of women in the gym are doing the same thing. A lot of the online clients are doing the same thing. And it's not the number that's the problem. It's not hitting that weight or doing that exercise or fitting into the outfit. It is what we're making it mean about ourselves. Yeah. If you've got anything relevant, Marie, share it or just say it.
Hmm.
Um, but there was an incident in one week where I remember she walked in and she left before the class. Overwhelm took over, not because of anything anybody did in the group, but because she was unsure. Yeah, so she'd got into her own head. She was expecting me there. Overwhelm took over. She just kind of left. And it's that kind of thing I want this video to help everybody with. Because you'll do the same. If you go to a slimming club and I'm talking to whoever may be watching it, not just the person here, you will change your behaviors that week to hit a certain number. If you haven't hit that number, the whole world falls apart. Yeah. That's
Hmm.
what we need to focus on. If you're going out at the weekend or you're going to the gym or doing something and you put on an outfit and it feels a little bit tight, something will take place that makes your whole day go to shit or makes you avoid something. Yeah. Is that making sense so far?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So one question. I'm just going to bring it up now because it was a good one. Right. So the question that was put in and then deleted, which is at, was something around being body kind. That isn't about how we look, but more about how we experience being seen or unseen and how to hold your value regardless. So what she's trying to say there is there a way we can help ourselves when we've got this underlying belief that I'm just going to throw out an example. If you show up to the gym and nobody acknowledges you, you might internalize that as not being liked, not being wanted there, whatever. I'll see you. There you are. And then we'll avoid situations. So there'll be a fear-based belief showing up because of your nervous system. This could be related to past shitty experiences, being bullied, being abused, having a similar experience before when you've been in a group and you've just not been welcomed. And it's understanding what's actually taking place within you, because 9 times out of 10, what we tell ourselves is happening and going on or may happen doesn't ever happen. Yeah. So just bringing that back up. I mean, I experience that all the time. I will just put that out there. Even as a coach, I'm judging myself at the end of the day because there's an inbuilt want to help people and to get it right. And this is ongoing work for everybody. The biggest thing that I have to tell myself to bring myself back into the moment is nobody knows anything. Yeah. I'm doing my best to help the people in front of me get something done, achieve something new, feel good about themselves. That's it. Nobody else is there to judge us. You're not there with a checklist of, well, she's just taught me that exercise wrong. Yeah. But before every session, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where that comes from. I've got a little document. I'm going to see if I can open that.
I do think that's quite interesting because I do get that where you feel, and it is when you walk in and if, like you say, not being acknowledged, and then it's like, I don't belong here, I'm not part of that group, I'm on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And it's not that, it's just that they're doing what they're doing and they perhaps haven't noticed that you've arrived. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
in your head, automatically you're like, and then you kind of shrink into yourself.
Yeah. Just going to admit someone, I don't know who it is, but it says Samsung. But yeah, and sometimes it's about we need to feel safe. You know, it's the same as joining the gym. We don't feel safe because we don't know what to expect. So we create this story, this belief of we run through everything of what could happen, what it might be like. I don't know who Samsung is, but welcome. I think they're in the group. So if we go back to the whole being seen or unseen and even deleting the message, already she started to criticize what the response may be or what it might mean if she doesn't get a reply or we don't talk about it or whatever it is. So as you mentioned, Marie, it's being judged, being criticized, being compared to other people, or maybe not even being liked, being rejected. Like that, if that's something we've experienced in the past, we're going to replay it because our nervous system has learned that sometimes we're not safe in rooms with other people or meeting new people. In terms of being unseen, again, I think that comes down to what you said, not being acknowledged, nobody saying hello, not being chosen as the partner or someone to pair it with. And that's something really tricky in the gym because it's like you want to pair people up with the right people. We don't want that judgment if, you know, they don't get on or whatever.
Yeah.
And again, I think a lot of that can relate back to school days or even being a child. Like you know, if you've got siblings, where you favored over somebody else. Tracy's just joining us. Hi, Samson. We're just going over, and Tracy, if you can hear me. Numbers, what we make them mean, and comparison. We were just covering a question. So this is kind of if you've got a question, ask it about somebody, how they can value themselves when they don't feel seen or unseen. And I was just explaining that comes down to personal or feeling safe in any situation, even venturing something new or something known and familiar to you, like going to work. I'm sure that brings up some self-doubt and judgment and avoidance with a lot of people. Okay, so our brain hates uncertainty. Also links in with the scales. Also links in with clothes sizes. If we don't know we're going to be a certain thing or achieve a certain thing or be liked or acknowledged, our brain is going to come up with all the stories. We're going to feel anxious. We're going to want to avoid. We're going to fear something. And our brain's always going to try and fill the gap with a story that we already know to be true or have experienced. Then we're normally going to fall into a role. For a lot of us, we people please. Yeah, we become the funny one, maybe the carer, the helper. Yeah, or we'll just stand on the outside quietly watching, trying not to take up space. Yeah, we might be all of those things. We might always default to one, but that's what's going to happen in those situations if you're scared of not being acknowledged by someone or worrying about actually being seen in a group full of people. I will then say, get curious about how you see yourself. What is it you see yourself as? Because, you could be the short one, could be the one with big arm muscles, could be the tall one, could be the one that's lost a lot of weight. And it's like comparison is going to show up in your head, self-doubt, criticism. And a lot of that is always familiar. Hopefully everybody can hear us. If you want to put anything in the chat, you can. Going back to the being seen or making the numbers on the scales mean something at the end of the week or not fitting into the dress, always ask yourself, what are you saying to yourself? Yeah. If you're scared about walking into a new space, a new room full of people, are you worried that someone's not going to smile, not being included? Ask yourself, what are you hoping will happen? Then ask yourself, what are you scared will happen? Yeah. Common things are going to be judged, laughed at, left out, feeling awkward, not lifting a certain weight, not being able to do the move, being looked up and down, whatever it is. Then it's just pausing for a moment. Your emotions and your beliefs are going to come and go, and they'll change all the time. Our head gets very noisy. And please don't tell me that's just me. I am totally judging myself right now. Yeah. Hi, Marie. Marie. Second Marie. Are you Samsung?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Let me just see gallery view. There we go. And I can see Tracy as well. I had it on one view, so I think Marie Samsung showed up because she laughed. So what did you laugh about, Marie? Samsung?
Yeah, the Samsung.
Is that what you laughed about?
Yeah. I didn't know how to put my name on.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things there. Like I was laughing at not getting the moves right, obviously, because I'm that guy.
You're that guy.
But it's also walking in and feeling that awkwardness, isn't there? But I know that's all in my head.
So if we was in a session, I'd go, what are you feeling awkward about?
And it'll be because everyone else seems to be getting the moves right, and I'm always like, no.
And that's going to get each of us because we make an assumption or we fall into the mind reader mentality because none of us know what other people are thinking or doing. And yet when it actually comes to it and we share our own beliefs, experiences and feelings, we all feel the same. We all have those same fucking words going through our head. Yeah. And it happens in an instant. You can't stop it. It's just going, oh no, fuck off. It is. Like, because if I was to walk into a room with all you ladies and I was trying on a pair of jeans from last year and they wouldn't fit, and I said, I'm fucking fat, I'm not going anywhere, not a single one of you would go, yeah, you have got a bit fat, better stay home.
Yeah.
You'd be like, don't be ridiculous. Go and put on another pair of trousers. Like, that's what we would say to a kid or somebody else. It's you look fine, you're not fat, just find another pair of trousers that fit. It's about being comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I go to the gym and I'm training, I'm worried that somebody's going to look over and go, well, I thought she'd be stronger. Oh, I can't believe she just failed that. I thought she'd be able to do a push-up or pull-up or muscle-up or whatever. Yeah, it's an expectation that I'm putting on
Yeah.
myself, and I'm making the assumption that if I don't achieve it, I don't belong.
Dee,
Yeah.
if you don't use those thoughts to benefit, that you just push yourself, what thoughts do you use to then push yourself to think, right, I want to be stronger, I want to try 5k more today, that sort of thing?
So okay, so that's what we've got to do in those moments is it's self-compassion. Okay. If you want to do a 5k, the questions you've got to then ask yourself is, one, is it realistic? When's the last time you did a 5k? Because if it was yesterday, the chances of you hitting the same numbers or covering the same distance are slim. Because you've not allowed your body to recover. Unless you're a marathon runner, is it achievable? Are you putting pressure on yourself that is unnecessary? Sometimes the best thing to do when we notice those thoughts is just to notice them. Okay, I'm calling myself fat because I can't fit into the pair of jeans, or I might as well give up running because I can't do the 5k, or I'm weak because I can't even lift a 20-kilo barbell. What makes that true? That's sometimes where we've got to pause and go, right, okay, I'm shit talking myself. Why am I putting this pressure on myself? Because it doesn't benefit us. Sometimes it's not about getting rid of them or changing them. It's not about some, what do you call it? Positive affirmations. It's not about going, I am beautiful, I am strong, I've got this. It's like, okay, I'm not feeling good enough right now. I'm worrying about not being able to do that movement. Because in the class, it'll happen right there. When we say, right, we've got bench press today, we'll be like, oh my God. And you'll look across at somebody doing some weight and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm so weak. In comparison to somebody else that's on a different journey to you, that maybe has done it longer than you, that has maybe been able to be consistent more frequently, or is just fucking lucky because they've got a stronger upper body, whatever it is. It doesn't take away anything from you. And I think that's the most important bit. Because it's never you're useless because you're not as strong as her. It doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean you're failing because the scale numbers have gone up. Does that make sense, Tracy? Or off on a tangent?
Yeah.
So it's just acknowledge it. Acknowledge the negative thought and just pause in that moment and go, right, okay, here you are again. My voice is Alan.
Yeah.
Biggest anchor in the world.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because it's a habit, it's breaking that habit because you spend years doing that to yourself. That's that natural instinct to go there. So then to break that is very difficult, isn't it? I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It is.
Yeah, definitely.
But we've trained ourselves to relive and repeat that story. And the story is what you tell yourself. Yeah. It is all the time. It's the numbers. If we go back to the scale weight, the clothes size, the numbers you hit in the gym, you're making every single one of those mean something about you based on something you've experienced or repeated to yourself in the past, or that somebody said, or that you read in a magazine or saw on social media. And that's when the negative thoughts come in and the comparison takes hold. So it's about naming what is being said to yourself. Don't need to dig about it. You don't need to understand where it's coming from. It's just acknowledging that, okay, I believe now that makes me fat or weak. Yeah,
Mhm.
just pause. Yeah, don't give yourself the, you know, you don't need to big it up. You don't need to big yourself up. Just go, okay, I'm letting this take over. I'm just going to sit for a moment, breathe, and let it pass, because it will pass. Another thought will pop into your head. Yeah. Any other examples in terms of like scale weight, numbers? With clothes sizes, the reality, if you're comparing yourself like I did with the clothing, is even if you went to the same store, I can guarantee if you picked up 10 items, all the same size, they'd all fit you differently. And you might
Yeah.
have to go up and down. And it's reminding yourself that actually, what's the purpose of clothes? Maybe I should make that interactive. Share an example.
My husband always says, just cut the label out. If you don't see what that label size says, it's about how it feels on you.
And it's so fucking logical. I hate it.
I know. But only because he's seen me like in pieces sometimes with concentrating too much on sizes. But he said, just cut it out. You'll never remember what size what clothing label that was then, because it'll just be how it fits on you.
Yeah.
Which is much better way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah. So how does it fit on you?
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable in it?
Yeah. And it's okay if it feels a little bit tight, because sometimes that is just a wake-up call that you've let yourself go a little bit. You're not the same as you were 6 months ago. So maybe you need to do a bit more of your portion sizes or whatever it is, but obviously not go over the top with it. Just refocus.
Yeah. And again, that's perfectly said as well, because it is all about how you respond to it. And it goes back to your other question, how are you going to respond to those moments
Yeah.
when they happen? If you go to the gym and I'm not there and there's a little bit of cross wires and you feel uncomfortable or you feel awkward or you've had a shit day, so actually you just want to disappear.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
I think naming the voice has really helped me since you introduced that, Dee, because I will chat back to them and I will say, Mildred, you're not with me today. I don't want you here. I need Millie back in my life. So Millie's my positive one and Mildred is my miserable.
I love that.
So I do talk, but I have started literally only, it took a while, literally only just started, only because I got so low with it. I just thought, right, just shout back like you would a person.
Yeah.
I needed to shout back at my inner dialogue, that negative.
I had a couple of weeks ago actually with Hayden, where I had to say to him, I weren't telling you to fuck off, Hayden. I was telling myself to, I was like, and because he was trying to help me and I was like, fuck off. But I was saying it to myself. And I was like, I'm not saying it to you. And he was laughing. He thought he was fine. And then afterwards I felt like I needed to explain. Do you know what I mean? But I was like, I'm not being, because I wouldn't. I mean, I swear a lot anyway, but I was saying it to myself because in my head I was going, it's too heavy, I can't do it. Why am I useless? Do you know what I mean? And then I'd chat and fuck off, kicked it, hurt my toe, and then laughed about it, you know. But yeah, it was quite funny. It was quite funny because he kind of like, I was like, I'm not fan of you.
Did it help, Marie?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Still couldn't do it, but anyway, there you go.
You know, and if you do want to dig into that, because obviously you both brought up two great things. One, it's trying on the clothes. There's always going to be an emotion there. Marie, you told Hayden to fuck off. Well, you told yourself to fuck off.
I told myself, yeah.
You know, it's like there's an emotion under there. 9 times out of 10, it's frustration or anger.
It is. It's that. Why can't I do that? And I think that stems from, I think I've said before, feeling like I'm on the outside looking in, never quite measuring up. So when I see other people doing things that look quite easy, why can't I do that? Do you know what I mean? I should be able to. And then I get in my head about it. It goes back to that. That's where
comparison. And it's always going to show up.
Yeah.
Whether it's the clothes, the numbers, or the weight in the scale, in the gym, doing an exercise, you are comparing yourself either to your old self or somebody else. Yeah. Why compare? What benefit is it ever going to give us? Because it never makes us feel good. Sometimes there can be other things underneath that as well. Are you really stressed out? Are you feeling tired? Do you even want to go to the event where you have to wear those clothes? It's like, are you just trying to show up to a space where actually you don't want to be? Are you stepping into another role just to satisfy somebody else? Are you forcing yourself to go to a class because you don't want to let somebody else down? All these things start to creep in. And it is old experiences, trauma-related responses. It's your nervous system going, are you sure? You're standing on the scales, you don't even want to see the number, really. Why are you even standing on it? That will link us nicely to what the scales actually are as well. And I think this is really important, especially this time of year after December. And I know you've all had videos and heard me say this before, but if you're standing on the scales and you're not seeing the number that you expect, in that moment you can go, okay, it could be the food that I've eaten. I might not be as hydrated. I may have worked out too hard the day before, which is going to create extra water in your body and inflammation. All that weighs something. It could be hormonal related. Menstrual cycle is a huge influencer with the numbers on the scales. Have you had enough sleep? Are you really fucking stressed? All these things are just what you're made of. And that is what the scales show you. We just can't take out whatever we don't want. Clothes are a better indicator of have you actually put on fat. Yeah. But we always tie it into our own self-worth. Are we good enough? Have we failed something? But it's not ever measuring the progress that you've made in the gym or with any habits that you're introducing. It's not a measure of any kind of success, and it's definitely not a measure of you. It's just your body and what it's made of. Do the same with the clothes sizes as well. As I said, every brand is fucking different. Even in the same shop, you can have several sizes and they all fit differently, and some of it just won't suit you. That's okay. Learn about yourself and wear something that you do like, or cut the label out. Same with the weights in the gym. Your experience in terms of how long you've trained for, how many times you've done that exercise, technique, your nervous system itself. If you haven't had good sleep or you're really stressed, you may not be able to do the same number of reps of the same exercise that you did the previous week. All that will chip away at your confidence or self-esteem, whatever you want to call it. You will compare yourself to what you've done before, what somebody else does, but we're all different. Don't push your body, don't punish it. Sometimes we have to go lighter in the gym. Yeah. I competed, I got injured. My belief is I'm getting weaker, I'm not going to be able to do it, but it's never true. It's probably good for my body. Introduce gentle movements. You can always do something. You can wear a better outfit. You can smash up the scales. You can tell Mildred to shut the fuck up and nobody. It's all good. What else we got? Let me just see. So I went through that one. Just bringing up another document. So I'm going to give you a little PDF so it all kind of sinks in and makes a little bit of sense. It's just a one-pager. And And if none of you have any other sort of questions, I will go over some tools that will maybe help you in those moments. Just sort of bring it all together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all right. That's what I do. And I'm just going, have I just waffled on too much?
No.
Right. So when you do find yourself stuck in comparison or shit talking yourself, those negative voices are really spiraling. As I mentioned before, don't try and get rid of them. Just stop, breathe, and let it pass. By doing that, you will not just acknowledge the negative voices there, but you can interrupt it getting worse. Because if we don't acknowledge it and become aware in the moment, it gets worse throughout the day. I'm sure you've all experienced that. So pause, breathe, and just be aware of what those negative thoughts are. Then it's getting present. So it's just be in the moment. When negative thoughts happen, generally we're stuck in the past or we're getting anxious about what could happen. It's not actually happening right now. So something that can help people is just saying what is going on right now. Nothing else, just, okay, this is what is happening in this moment. Name the emotion you're feeling if you know what it is. As I said, sometimes it's anger, frustration. You might get sad stepping on the stair. So just try and think, okay, what am I actually feeling right now? What emotion is showing up? Because when we allow it to show up, they will just go in their own time. Just be aware of it, allow it to happen. And then asking yourself one question: what's going on for me in this moment? Is there any truth in what my thoughts are saying? Do I even need to do anything? Yeah. That's it. Just 4 little things we can do, and it all comes down to naming what is going on, saying out loud, telling the voice to fuck off if you need to. Don't need to explain yourself, but if somebody gets upset, maybe do it. Yeah. Just be in the moment. Doesn't make it easy. Don't think that I've just said all that. It's an ongoing work in progress. It's understanding what is going on. Avoidance is a massive one. Yeah.
Yeah.
None of it has to let you self-sabotage or spiral into something worse. Have any of you done any of that before? I know some of you have done the body image stuff and listened to some videos and gone through worksheets.
No.
Yeah, I've done the so do the script that we done before, but I'm doing a lot better, but it's actually making it last, like long term. And I know it's a work in progress because it's all those years of saying that stuff to yourself and self-hatred to then turn it around and make it into positive. And so I know I'm a work in progress.
It's so hard though.
Yeah, because it's years and years of that self-hating to then actually start talking nice to yourself.
Yeah, it's not some of the okay, this is where can get quite deep, and you can do it by yourselves and write it down. I always find that's a good way to do it. But with self-hatred, you were never taught to hate yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of us were. Sometimes it's sitting and going, where have I heard that before? Who said that to me?
Yeah.
Where is that coming from? Yeah, we all grew up, supermodel era, magazines, cellulite was fucking disgusting. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a diet, you got to look a certain way. Probably had a boyfriend that said you're looking a bit fat. or shook a little bit of skin on your belly and said, oh, what's that? You know, it's never come from us. We've
Yeah.
been trained to try and condition ourselves to look a certain way, to be a certain size, to weigh a certain number, to be able to do X, Y, Z. And if we're not, we were told, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest bit. And it's what sometimes in therapy world they'll refer to as your inner child. And it's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because none of you would say it to your grandkids or the kids at school or your own children.
It's unlearning those years of whatever you've been through and all that, and then putting it into, because that's what you've programmed yourself to think about yourself. And it's like, what?
Yeah. And it goes, you did miss it, but it goes back to what the question was in the group about being seen and unseen. And it's about feeling safe. If you don't feel safe in that moment, your nervous system is kicking in. It wants to protect you. Yeah. Those negative thoughts we have is your brain, your nervous system assessing a situation faster than you can control it.
Yeah.
Which is why the just stop, just be in that moment. You know, sometimes I'll just sit in the car. I shared it when the fridge went, and I sat in the car and I was talking live and my hand was on my chest. And that was reassurance for me. It just felt heavy. It felt like a lot, very emotional. There was sadness. There was fucking frustration. There was panic setting in.
Yeah.
None of it was anything to do with me. I felt better because I said it out loud and I just gave myself that time because it'll all be all right. Those voices aren't ever true unless you're being an absolute bitch, or you know, you are being a greedy pig and you're just self-sabotaging yourself. But even that's going to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Who made you hate yourself so much that the only comfort you could find was in alcohol, drink, bad relationships, whatever it is? That's the self-compassion link. It's just be with it, take a moment. You don't need to give yourself a positive kick up the arse. It's just, this is what's going on. Wow. What do you need in that moment? These are really the hard things, and a lot of people can't do it by themselves.
I think that is what it is. It's hard because for me personally, I've hidden those negative thoughts that are in my head for so long. Nobody would never know I thought negatively because I tend to be positive to everybody around me. But inside, I'm literally almost dying some days. And I just think it's facing it. That's why I'm trying to talk to it now, because I'm too scared to tell people what those thoughts are. So I'll have to start telling them. It is difficult facing them, isn't it? But it is, I think, a challenge you have to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So in the moments like that, it's like, where's that shame coming from? That's the emotion that's in that moment. Shame.
Yeah.
Embarrassment, whatever you want to call it. It's shame-based responses.
And I felt it for so long, I don't even know where it came from. I can remember being 6 years old and feeling that way. I hate the thought that my children never felt like that, or my children, you know.
But the reality is they do.
Yeah.
You know, we can't hide from it's programming, it's our environment, it's school, it's what we see on the TV, it's what we read in magazines, in books, social media. We're not going to be able to get away from those, but it's reminding ourselves. Today it's even worse with AI. Like the stuff that is being pushed out.
Yeah,
I've fallen for it with these women that look really lean and they've got these really skinny fucking like corset shaped waists, and I'm like, how is that even possible?
Mm.
When my brain's going, they look really good in a weird way, and I'm like, how can I do that? And I'm like, right, stop.
Yeah.
On anatomically, you've all got a rib cage, yeah?
Yeah. Think so.
So it's just going in the moment. It's AI, it's a filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing it because they don't like how they look, so they have to be perceived a certain way for likes, for comments, for whatever it is, for followers. And it goes back to how we are seen or what we make it mean, and the validation, avoidance, the shame. It's all going to come up quick and fast. In that moment, what is it we want to achieve in that moment? If you're going to the gym and there's a specific exercise, can you just say to yourself, if you notice the overwhelm or the judgment or the criticism, just to go, I just want to learn it. I'm here to learn. That's it. It's work in progress. There's no expectations from anybody in that building. But why are you putting that on yourself? That's the deeper stuff. Where did that come from? And your brain won't want to go there by yourself. And this is why it's so hard. It's a self-protection mechanism, the same way you won't be able to relive trauma. Your brain just switches off. It'll convince you that it wasn't that bad. Because you don't want to feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 6 years old, I don't know what your negative thought is, but if you're all stuck at school and you've got a test or you've got a piece of work, if you don't get it right, even the kids criticize you. It's not just the teachers back then. If you're a kid that likes to move around and needs movement and you're told to sit still, you condition yourself not to do something so you don't get into trouble. They're learned behaviors from something that we heard or learned from those around us. And it'll all link into what we've discussed today. Numbers on the scales, numbers in the clothes, self-comparison, judgment, criticism. Your own self-worth, self-esteem was linked to what you were told, what you learned. And it's all bullshit. It just exists and that's it. You're all trying and you're all different. So how could each of you, if we was all in the gym, how can we all be expected to do the same number of reps at the same weight? Allow that self-judgment to come out. I would. I do when fucking Donna's lifting. It's like, bloody hell, I wish I was as strong as Donna. I don't do what Donna does. Why the hell would I be able to do and she's 60 fucking 2. But just acknowledge it and go, wow, like I've learned to turn it into something good because wow, that would be pretty incredible. But I'm not Donna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has that helped you all today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Drop in again, it's just a little document, it's in there. You'll have the link to the video as well. If you've got any questions, just ask. You don't need to do it in the group, you can do it privately. But yeah, hopefully that sets you up for a decent January. And if I hear you all saying fuck off in the class, I might actually start to get worried. I might just go, you talking to yourself or me?
I think I need to name it. So that people think I'm swearing at them. It's like definitely not swearing at you. I'm swearing at myself.
Yeah.
Turn myself off.
Yeah, but sometimes we've got to do it.
Self-judgment as well.
Yeah.
Why are you so shit? Why can't you do it?
But if you followed my videos, you'll see me doing it all the time. I'll have a little word with myself with the barbell.
Yeah.
Instead of calling myself a weak fucking bitch, why don't you just take some weight off? Like it happens. We create our own frustration.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, and then I'll deal with it. But in the moment, it's like, do the sensible thing, do the easier option. And that's never walking away either. Yeah. Yeah. I will put together something for the next one in Feb. I know there's been some suggestions about what that could be, but I'm just trying to get all the ideas going to what people may want to cover or what we need to go over. So if you've got any ideas, just let me know.